Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Bitcoin video. I'm just going to start with Ripple, however, today. And this is the daily chart for Ripple, and everybody knows the story. So it's been correcting quite strongly, as you can see here. So in terms of counting this move down, I do see it as a corrective move down, and I think that they will resolve their problems. I mean, the technology is too good to just bin it, so I'm pretty sure they'll come back. So there's two ways of looking at this. I can look at this as an A wave, a B wave, and then down for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here, and that's pulled back roughly the 38.2% from this high here for this. So 38.2 comes in quite nicely. So there's a good case for that. But just in case where I'm wrong, then we need to know where we can go long, and that's at that point, taking that high out there. The other count I've got for this as well, which I'll just well, we're here on the 4-hour chart, should do the trick. So this count here is a little bit different. It's where we've got the A wave down here, and then an A and a B and a C wave here for the B wave, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for wave C here. So then we move up as wave 1 here, but the same thing still holds as well. If that is breached, then we'll be moving to the upside from that point there. So I was hoping that we would come down one more down here, because I've got a small position here and I'd like to get another position down. I'm always thinking at 1.5, so I'll just see if that comes into play. I think the low was 1.8 over here somewhere, not to worry. But yeah, so let's hope that this will just continue down here in the 5th wave, and then resolve from that point. At that stage. So I hope to just get I've got a small position here, I'll get a small position here. Once we get support back on over here, then I'll get another position here as well. I'll try and build in $5,000 down on these lows here for this, and I'm happy to lose that money. Well, as happy as one can be. Okay, so let's move on and have a look at Bitcoin as it's correcting. So I'm just going to start on this tick chart here, if that's okay. This is 100 ticks. And it was kind of interesting from this last correction here, because if I take it from this last correction, we can see that we've got an ABC pattern coming in here, and I can put wave 4 here. This also gives me an ABC pattern here as well, or an expanded flat. So up for 1, an A and a B and a C here for wave 2 here, and then wave 3 here and 4 here, and then wave 5 up here, and then an A, B and C here for the A wave. This doesn't give me 5 waves here. So I'm thinking that we've got an expanded flat here where we have wave A here, wave B here, and then we have 5 waves down for wave C here. So that would give us 1 and 2 here. And then all the way down to wave 3 here, wave 4 and wave 5 here. So it'll be interesting to see. I can see that we've got an impulse wave here, corrective wave here. Let's just see how this goes here. It's looking a bit lazy here. If this low gets breached out here, then we'll need to look at this that in a bigger picture version, and that means that I'm still looking at the whole thing corrective. It could just be a little bit bigger. So the A wave here, a B wave back up here, and a C wave down here, further down into the 30,000, this major trading level 3 down here. It's possible to have this counted a little bit differently, but now that we've looked at this here, and I am treating it as corrective, let me change this here. We want to go to the daily chart. well, let's just start here in the bigger picture first. So I was looking at this as wave 1 here with an ABC for wave 2 here, and then we've got 5 waves up here for wave 1 and wave 2. We were looking at this being possible wave 3 here, but it's still just a tad short for this move here, so that's not going to work. So it's better off being labelled from wave 2 here, wave 1 here, and wave 2 here, and then looking for wave 3 much higher here. So from wave 2 here, looking at wave 3 all the way up to here, then wave 4 here, and then wave 5 here of wave 3, then wave 4, and then wave 5 here. So still a long way to go in the trend as such. The swings, I mean, it's been going parabolic here, so we can expect the swings to get larger here. And I noticed on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, I don't know how many futures contracts are being traded. Futures contracts are being traded on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, but I can see in the COT report that hedge funds are coming in and looking to short this. So, but I don't know the volume. I need to figure out what volume is actually going through the futures market and how that's going to affect this market at this point in time. So I've got a bit of work to do on the volume there, but there's another story I'll get back to you on. But yeah, so from this low here, going from this low of wave 2 here all the way up for wave 3. Now I know that was different from the tick chart that we just looked at. But I do think that we've got more to come in all of this here. So from this point here, I want to pick it up at wave 2 low to wave 3 low high here, and I'm going to move into the 4-hour chart. Should do the trick. So I did buy a bit more myself. All the little blue dots here of where I've bought things. So I've bought on this pullback here. So from this wave 2 low here, I'm looking at this as wave 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 here, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for the third wave, back for the fourth wave, and up for the fifth wave here. So in this case, now we had a look at how this correction can pan out. Now it's possible that we can have a low in place here. The 38.2% retracement level is probably, yeah, that's about right. I'll just double check that from this point anyway. Yeah, 38.2. So that comes down around the 32,500 area. That's where it can come to. I suppose it can pull back to the wave 4 of one lesser degree as well, but I'm sure there'll be some hungry buyers coming in there as well. This correction here has been very similar to this correction, and also all this other little wave 4s in here as well. So we're starting to see these corrections here have been a little bit different, but these ones, this one and this one and this, so we're starting to get wave 4 corrections come into play here for this. So I'm not quite sure how this will pan out. It might, like I mentioned on the tick chart, it may get a bit more complicated. I mean, currently it's bigger than the previous wave 4 of one lesser degree, so it's about the right size as it is here. They all have tested sort of lower and snapped back quite quickly, so we'll see how this plays out here. But like I mentioned, it could get a little bit more complicated, but we'll just see how it plays out. I'm not sure if we'll see how this plays here too. It may want to finish in some particular way here first, and then have 3 waves back up here, and then then have another little 5 waves down here before heading back up as well. So I don't know how it's going to play out, but looking at the bigger picture here, it's still a corrective pattern at this point and will push higher. So I see it as a buying opportunity rather than a profit-taking opportunity. Yeah. So this is the the COT report for Bitcoin coming in from last Friday, which will basically be last Tuesday. So, you know, it's a week behind in a sense, but that's just the way it comes out every Friday, as you may know. And we can see here, we don't really need to worry about the dealers. They're just the market makers, so they'll be taking the opposite side to the non-reportables down here for that, so we don't need to worry about those. So the pension funds and the larger institutions haven't really come into the game yet. Well, there's some large companies in there with these contracts here, but the leverage fund here, the hedge funds here, we can see that on the long side here, they have 3,544, and they've lessened that here. So they're taking positions off their from last week. They were taking reducing their long positions and adding to their short positions and adding another 600 onto their short side. So they can see, that, and that was, so that was into this space here. So that's those guys. I don't know what weight those futures contracts would play out on this market. That's what I sort of need to understand. But what I can see coming up into this space here, those guys have been reducing their longs and then adding to their short positions. So that's, I don't know if they've created that. I'll need to do more homework on that, but we'll start to tune into that a bit more, into the volume. We'll keep an eye on who's coming and going with this market. Alrighty, I'll leave it at that. Yeah, look, let's just see how this correction pans out. I mean, when you look on the say the weekly chart here for this, we can see that it's gone straight up here. So we can kind of expect, 30%, 30% pullback within this space here, and for it to build here, because it's just it's just been quite, we haven't had a weekly low broken though, so all of these, from this trend starting up here, the weekly low has been kept in place. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, and I'll just check on the monthly as well. Just want to have a look at the range. That can always be helpful to look at as well. So it's building in these processes. We see the range here is what it is here, and then it's a bit longer here and a bit longer here, and then it made it up to the top here and got sold off at 40 here for this. So we'll just see how the month plays out. I think the close for it's only still the beginning of the month, isn't it? The first week or so. So we should see this also close back up higher here for the month end. But all in all, and we'll keep an eye on this volume here as well. We can see that we've had increasing volume in line with the trend. Let's see how the next one goes here. If it closes lower, and it closes the month on lower volume, well, then we'll know that that's confirming as a correction. It's a bit like this coming down here. It's moving down, but it's moving down on reduced volume. So a trend in either direction needs increasing volume, the same as this here. Reducing volume, increasing range here, increasing volume. So all just basic stuff. So, but yeah, look, this has gone parabolic, and we're going to see it, consolidate basically. But what I can say is that, this here looks like wave 1 here and 2 here, and this is all part of a big third wave that's moved up here. So even from this low here, we still need like wave 4 and 5 to go up here further, and then we've got this wave 1 and 2 here for this to play out as well. That's definitely part of this trend here. This one here, I have labeled it wave 1 here before and wave 2 here, but it needs that needs reevaluating. So if I've got to reevaluate that high, then I need to reevaluate all of this as well here, and it's not 5 waves clearly up to this point. I'll see if I can find the log scale on this. So this is the log scale on a weekly bar chart. I can see that, I mean, most people can see this as wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here, but I don't see it like that because I see this structure here is actually shorter than this structure here. So there's something else going on here. So, but I'll leave it wave 1 and 2 here for the time being, wave 1 and 2 for the time being, but I don't think that's correct as such. So I'll need to kind of get my head around that. But at the same time, we've still got this wave 1 and 2 here for this. In fact, what I've been doing here, I've moved this across a little bit further, so I'll just move these across. So I've moved wave 1 over here and wave 2 to here, like that. And I've used this as wave 1 here and wave 2 here. So I'm okay with this being wave 1 and wave 2 here, by the way. I need to sort this out before I can really call that wave 1 on that side there. Okay. So you can also see from here as well is that from this low here, we've got 5 waves here and here. So this third wave up here, and fourth and fifth, it's just not finished yet. It's just not finished. Yes, it could drop a bit lower and so on, but the trend is still to the upside. So we don't really, I mean, I'm just stacking, so I'm not trading with any leverage. So, you know, it doesn't bother me at all as such. So it's kind of nice not having leverage actually, because normally I do have the leverage, but and I have to worry about things more. But in this case, I don't, so I can just stay with the swings. I have to say it's a nice change, to be honest. So the other point here too, you know, if you're holding longer term here, is that, you know, from wave 2 here going up to wave 3, wherever that top comes in, maybe even higher up here, you know, we're going to be in a series of all of wave 4s coming across here. So they could get rather complicated and time consuming. So normally what we could say is what you see in the third of the third wave here is not what you're going to get over here. So I think I'll pretty much stay with that. I mean, even though it is Bitcoin and the demand side is still there, but at the end of the day, human nature you know, plays a strong part in all of this as well. So the Elliott count is looking quite normal as a trend here. So yeah, all good. Alrighty, I've waffled on long enough, but I'll leave it at that. Cheers.